Okay, here we go. There we go. I'm getting my, I want to look official, like I've got a really cool setup here and all, because that's what we do, right? No, just getting my notes ready if I remember to use them here. Oh, this amazing video that everyone's about to watch. Yeah, another review, another thought, another spoiler. Yay! If you have not had the opportunity to go to the theater because you've been busy with work, you've got a very busy schedule, and life does not revolve around, the fun, because it's all work and no play, but maybe, just maybe, you get a chance to see it later. Or even if you haven't watched it on Peacock yet. Not everybody has that opportunity to sit down and watch TV all the time, or even have the streaming service. So that being said, you don't want to watch this video, because I am going to talk some things about that was, well, you get the point. Just go ahead and come back and watch it after you've, watched the film. All right, that getting out of the way, let's get right into it. So, I'm finally addressing, oh God, I can't tell you how many, and I tell myself you should be thankful. There's obviously, there's enough individuals out there that really respect my opinions, or they just enjoy looking at this face, this mug here on this YouTube channel, and you guys just really want to hear what I got to say, and that's awesome. And I always tell myself, that's pretty cool. I'm very thankful for that. Hell, I am so beyond thankful for the things that are going on in my life right now. And that is another reason I've got to tell myself, in my head at least say it out loud, stay positive here. Don't try to turn things out into where it's all, because I told myself when I came back heavily, or at least came back over a year ago, putting content, because I know I went away for a while. But I told myself, and I told whoever was watching those videos then, I'm going to stay positive. I'm not going back to what... No, I'm not going to get into all of it. I knew I had to come back to creating stuff on here to where I was having fun again. I want to have a positive audience. I want to have a positive experience. So I got to make sure I stick to that right now. Now, I get it. A lot of you are intelligent enough to probably figure out, oh, maybe he didn't really like the film. Oh, he's one of... Because I've heard either you hated it or you loved it. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not on either one of those. I guess I'm on the fence. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. So here we go. It all officially started for me on a Thursday evening into a Friday morning. Unfortunately, there were some, I'm just going to say this, and like I said, I'm trying to stay positive with it. There were individuals that reached out to me with direct messaging or here on YouTube that left some comments. And this is another reason why I wanted to wait a few days before I shared my thoughts and feelings, because I had to calm down. Not to mention I've been busy. On a good note, sometimes some of these, if you're busy doing things that you love doing, then it's a good thing. So I haven't had time to do this. And this is the only time I have right now to do it, because I'm going to be busy. Let's put it this way, I'm going to have to turn my garage into a workshop if this keeps up. So anyways, the individuals that reached out, they were excited. They had an opportunity to already sit down and watch Halloween Kills. And they were trying, I could tell after I read it again, so that way I didn't lash out. I chose not to respond. But unfortunately, these individuals had shared way too much information about the film. Now, I know there's been some videos in more recent, let's say, month or two, where I've made it clear. Even I'm pretty sure, I did a video with Chris Baber where I talked about how we discussed the first official trailer that came out, and that's all I wanted to see. And I talked about how I really didn't really want to watch it, but I felt, because, if this channel, this niche is heavily Halloween related, naturally I got to do it. So I've been kind of like twisted, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. It's my own stubborn ways. I know me. I don't like to know everything about a film before I go see it in the theaters. Some people do, and that's, if it works for you that way, if that's how you enjoy it, then by all means continue going down that path. I prefer not to know. You know, I guess it's because of the era that I grew up and stubbornly still live in. You know, we didn't have all these sources when I was younger. We didn't have social media. We didn't have even cable, for Pete's sake. We didn't have tons of advertisement about a film. So they didn't spend a lot of money on advertisement when a film was being released. So it was so much easier to hide. But yet you were still just as curious. So being an old fart right now, I'm still living in that world where I don't want to know. In fact, the past few weeks, this YouTube channel, I avoid watching content, you know, the algorithm from this YouTube channel, because it's saturated with horror stuff and camera, blah, blah, blah. So I go on my other YouTube channel where the algorithm is more saturated and stuff. It's not really Halloween related. No, you know, horror-ish, more comedy stuff, more goofy stuff. And now, thanks to Brian Laundrie, if you haven't heard about it, trust me, a lot of people, especially in Florida, hell, a lot of people from around the world are talking about this SOB. Look, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to waste any time on that guy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just simply search it up here on YouTube. It's another American crime. It seems like it's already made for a Netflix series. It's that dramatic already. So as I've been working on masks out in my living room, I've been keeping my eyes, you know, it's almost like a podcast entertainment thing. When are they going to catch the guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm working on masks. But yet still, YouTube would have Halloween ads. I'm like, no, don't show me. I just, la. No, don't want to know. So Friday on my other YouTube channel, I have this, a goofy, I've done like 4 of them, Scott's Rants. So I expressed my feelings about being pissed off in a goofy way about spoilers. Here it is, Friday, 4:15. Well, technically 3:30, 3:20 till. My son and I, my best buddy, we were out there at the movie theater. And I'm thinking, you know, it's not going to take us that long because I live, let's put it this way, I could walk there in 10 minutes. So I don't rush to get there. I've already bought my tickets in advance, but I forgot. Scott, you don't live on the same planet you did in 2020. You're somewhere else now. This whole world has changed. It went to hell in a handbasket. Am I right or am I right? So technically, I got to stand in line again to get my tickets. You got to make a conference. I can't go touch anything anymore. So I waited in line. Then there's this other long line for the concession stand. Now, granted, there's been long lines before. Nothing's changed. But now it's a narrow line, you know, because apparently if you're in a narrow line, you're not going to get, you know, the cooties. We got one woman physically working behind the concession stand. She was moving so slow, I literally felt like I was having a beard grow in. Meanwhile, her, you know, co-workers are standing around, they're not doing anything. It's like, come on. So I'm already getting bitter. And I'm thinking about those spoilers, those people that left me those messages. I'm like, come on, just cool your jets. Things could be worse. Let's have some fun. Your son's right here. Don't act like a jerk in front of your son. Just enjoy the now. You know, you probably take him to something later on after the movie. You know, he's not that bummed out. He's a pretty cool kid. So we go sit down, and I'm still comically whining about, man, I really wanted my popcorn, my cherry Coke, blah, 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 blah. Well, I sit there, and I'm impatiently waiting over these ridiculous long trailers, and at that point, I'm thinking, oh, man, I probably could have got my... Well, here it comes. The Universal Planet Earth. I knew right then and there the trailers were finally over with. Instead of sitting here nitpicking everything about the film that I didn't like, that I wasn't happy with, I said I want to stay positive. This is one of the main reasons why I waited a few days to share my thoughts, my feelings, my perspectives on it. I knew that after the experience of being frustrated with people telling me things that I didn't want to hear, being aggravated about the concession stand, you know, bitching about where we live since 2020, I told myself, dude, to be thankful. And I am. I am so thankful that I'm still alive, that I had the opportunity to see another Halloween film. Granted, I've always felt that after the original Halloween was done, just leave it at that. But yet I still love going to see these Halloween movies. So I'm guilty there. Then I started thinking about, after watching it on the big screen and then watching it on Peacock, I started to really find myself feeling more comfortable with the things that I wasn't happy with. In other words, this is how I felt. The oversaturation of the dialogue for me got a little bit too cartoonish. It was like, really? I also was kind of aggravated with the flashback. I love the flashback, don't get me wrong. But I had this mixture of anger because somebody spoiled something and it would happen in the flashback, which I had not known anything about it. Which, by the way, real quick, the very first time we seen Michael walk down, and quite obviously getting that vibe from Halloween 2. When I first seen my eyes on that mask, I was like, oh my, I had chills go up my spine. It looks so much like H2. You know, you're getting this L-Rod, behind the L-Rod. I was so excited. I felt like a kid again. I didn't know about that. But then I noticed, the mask didn't necessarily. But you know what? I get it. I understand why. Christopher Nelson, he does an amazing job with all the special effects that he's done. He's done a great job, and I praise him. I'm so thankful that I had a chance to meet him. And I know why, and I get why they had to make a mask, which looks really damn good. But I get it why they didn't say, hey, Chris, here's a trick-or-treat, here's a tots, like say Kirk or Ben Tramer or the Boogeyman or 78, here's a blank. Why don't you fix it up for the film? I get why they didn't do that. Yes, for us die-hard, loving H1 mask, we would have loved to see that on the big screen. We would have loved to see Nick Castle, with that. But I understand, because you want to get that transition of what the 2018 kind of looked like fresh. So I got that. I immediately clicked, and, I'm like, okay, I get it, okay? They did an amazing job. They respected us fans on one hand on showing so much love and passion for the original Halloween. But on the other hand, they had that sheriff, obviously Frank Hawkins, partner. Excuse me. I didn't dislike the character, but this is where I felt like the oversaturation of the dialogue was like, we don't need to be told. We're already going to a flashback. We don't need to be reminded. It all happened in 1963 when Michael Myers killed. We know that. I mean, it's kind of like, how many of you out there, when you go see a Batman or related Batman film, how many times do they not show you the flashback of when Bruce Wayne's parents were killed? It's like, I know this already. Come on. It just tells me there's some laziness involved sometimes. So I was like, you know what? Just let it go. Just shut up. Stop complaining about it. Maybe there's a reason for this. Now, by the way, keep this in mind. This is what I was thinking in the movie theater. Even when Cameron, that poor kid Cameron, Allison's boyfriend, I really liked him in this film. He'd been through hell, like everybody else in this town. But at least he was a little bit, I don't know, there's something more realistic about it. But when he discovers, Hawkins, which I'm so thankful that they have him alive in this film. But his first things is talking about how that he basically has to kill him, stealing the lines from what we've already heard before. I'm sorry. I know I get in my brain, I'm hearing over and over again, evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Hey, evil dies tonight. Whoa, that drove me nuts. But when Sheriff Hawkins is basically, after he wakes up, after he's all his blood squirting out of his neck, the first thing he talks about is going after Michael Myers. That didn't make any sense to me. Why aren't you wanting to go after the SOB, that doctor that so many of us were aggravated for? He's the guy that stabs you in the neck. I just think that could have been written a little differently. So I'm going to try my best to stop right there on the negative stuff. because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of other things that bothered me, because I don't want to. I think it's ridiculous. Why? Because I'm not getting any younger and I'm enjoying life. I love what I'm doing now. So after taking some time, watching it on Peacock, trying to respect the film, and this isn't, and to get to the good stuff, I really couldn't help but notice, these people that bring us these films, especially 2018 Halloween Kills, from the creators to the actors, you can tell they are enjoying themselves. They're loving what they're doing there. I may not agree to how everything was written in the film, but as a whole, it's a fun movie. I know some of you, from what I've heard, don't like it. I wish you didn't have that feeling, and I can understand why you have these issues with the film. But I'm just saying, life is too damn short. After last year's BS, and we're still dealing with it now, not everything is going to be the way you want it to be. It's not going to be 1978 all over again. I know that. Just let it go and let it be. There are going to be people discovering Halloween for the first time through possibly Halloween Kills, and that's going to be their number one Halloween film. And I think we all agree that James Jude Courtney was phenomenal. Finally, Michael is, well, we always knew he was a badass, but to see how they just showed the rage. I mean, we pretty much got the idea, if you were fortunate enough not to know everything about the film, that Michael was going to kick some serious ass in this. And I can honestly say, since Nick Castle and even Mr. Dick Warlock, I want to see James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers now. I mean, and maybe it has something to do with the fact that after Horror Hound Weekend in Cincinnati, of having just one moment of meeting just a glimpse of him, and just that smile that he has all the time, and how nice he is, it respects the fans so much. We're in that really cool scene there towards the end where it's Michael against the town, and they do that excellent, shots of Michael putting the mask on, and then they start getting their, kicks and licks on him. There's a part of me going, don't hurt James. I mean, don't hurt Michael. I mean, no, that's James. He's a really cool guy. I mean, to me, that's where I felt like, yes, I'm not, because I know Nick Castle's there. I know I'm hearing Nick Castle breathe. I know he has his cameo. But right now, it's truly James Jude Courtney who's taking the reign. And it's just like, now that I'm proud of. I am so proud of, as a Halloween fan from the franchise, James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers, playing the character, having fun, had an opportunity to show all of us Michael Myers is still king, and he will always be king. I know you Friday the 13th fans, I'm trying to say something else, and I respect and love the franchise, but Jason wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Michael Myers. All you Freddy Krueger fans out there, and I love Robert Englund, and I respect that franchise. I love them both, but you two need to bow down to the king, because Michael Myers, he is who I cared most about in this film, and at the end of the day, that's what's most important. So there you go. There's my thoughts, my feelings. Yes, I could have shared more negative crap, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. It's pointless. I've got plans, and I want to focus on them being positive. I've got to work on masks, and I got to be positive when I work on them. And that film is bringing some positive flow and hopefully some new ideas and better direction on how to work on these rehauls. And who knows what may go down the road for me when it comes to being creative with masks. So yeah, I wasn't in love, but I didn't hate it either. So there you go. If you're disappointed on how I shared my opinion, my experience to this film, I'm sorry, it is what it is. I'm not a movie reviewer. That's not my profession. But I am a diehard fan, And at the end of the day, I can live with it, and I will enjoy having a part of my Halloween film collection. All right. Well, I got to shut up because guess what? I've got some masks to work on. So that all being said, guys, please try to enjoy yourself. Try not to get too down if you didn't like it. Just take a break from it and go back to watch it later. Or if anything, just remember, it's just a movie. It is. It's all for fun. And thank God. All right. You guys take damn good care of yourself. Stay positive. Stay healthy. I know some of you are like, Scott, I'm worried about you. You look like you haven't slept. You're overweight, blah, blah, blah. Look, I know that, and I'm working on it. So get off my back. Dear Lord. All righty, guys. Stay clean. Stay safe. I think I already said that. And go wipe your butt because it did stink over there earlier. All right. Bye.